Hey, how are you guys today? So let's get our bows tightened. Make sure you've got it until about where your thumb can fit under, or just so that when you're playing the hair doesn't hit the stick, so you don't get that raspy kind of sound. I've already tuned. Let's check your A, so play your A. If you sound pretty close to that, it's fine for now. We're doing more exercises with getting your position. And if you don't have a tuner yet, I would invest in a tuner and make sure you have, these are called fine tuners that I have on the E and the A string. Make sure you have fine tuners on all of your strings. So that you can fine-tune your instrument. I would, for the first few months, leave your pegs alone until you have the lesson on that. But here's A, here's D. And G. Tuned, but you can see just in that couple of minutes where I was setting up the camera and getting the lights and stuff turned on that, doesn't last long sometimes. Especially with our hands. Our hands are a little warm always, and sometimes if you're waiting to play and you have your fingers across, it's a good idea to kind of keep your fingers away from the strings. That'll keep them from going flat a little as well if you're in a group and you're worried about that. But we will do a tuning video, but it won't be until we get a little farther along and you have a little better ear for things. So we are moving on to page 10, and let's take a look at page 10. We have open, let me move that over maybe a little, so we're right in the middle. Au clair de la lune, we have 4/4. You start on open A, 3 quarter notes, then the 4th quarter note of the measure has a B, which is first finger on A. Then you have a C sharp, then a B. Let's find out if there's any other measures in this song that are like the first two measures. Let's see. Oh, there's one. Exactly the same. Are there any more? Oh, here's another one, exactly the same. Now if we go ahead and triage just a little bit farther, we have a C sharp second finger, high second finger, first finger B, and then A. Are there any other measures like this one? Yeah, this one. And this one. So if you look at the first 4 measures, 5, 6, 7, 8 measures. The first 2 measures repeat over again. Then we have a little bit different melody line in the middle, and then the first 4 measures repeat again. So basically, if you learn these first 4 measures, you've learned most of the piece. It's a good idea whenever you're learning to read and to read melody lines and rhythms to look at it before you play. They'll save you a lot of hours of practice time. So Au clair de la lune. Set up your position. Make sure your neck is neutral and that you can hold it with your chin and shoulder without a lot of effort. Then set your bow on the A string plane of your bow playing, and make sure your wrist is straight. Make sure your fingers are coming down on your tapes. Or if you don't have tapes, do your octave test. So 3rd finger on the A and open D will be exactly an octave apart, and they should sound that way. I know in ear training you'll get more training with that. So then set the bow on the string, and let's try that first 2 measures. So A, B, C sharp, B. Good. Now I'll do that again. A, B, C sharp, B, A, C sharp, 2, 3, 4. So that third measure and fourth measure is A, B, C, F, A, C sharp, B, B, A, 3, 4, long bow. And then you know already that the next 4 measures repeat the first 2 measures. So let's go on here and see if we can do the B, 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 B. Oh, that's easy. You don't have to change your finger. Then F sharp on the D string, second high finger. And with accidentals, if you have 2 notes, that F sharp is good for this F as well. So within that same measure, the F sharp goes to that note. But once you hit a measure line, the second F sharp over here, so that's why they're all, the F sharps are marked. Then in this measure, you have another F sharp marked on. And we're doing this in this series because we haven't introduced key signatures yet. Once you introduce a key signature, then the accidentals won't be on the note, they'll be over here. And we're going to do that in the next 2 pages. So we've got some time before we learn that. Then we have a whole note E, and then we repeat the first 4 measures again. So let's work on these 4 measures. Again, position. Make sure you can hold it with your neck and your chin without a lot of muscle. Breathe, set your bow, and then we're going to go B first finger. This is measure 6, 7, 8, 9, right there. 2. And then second finger goes down on the D string, F sharp half note, 4, then B, A, half note, F sharp, E, 2, 3, 4. So this is a good exercise for your bow and to kind of get used to playing quarter notes, half notes, whole notes, and then getting your fingers to go down and come off the string when they need to. So that's your beginning video for Au Clair de la Lune. Let's go on to Old Macdonald now. So now we're going down to Old Macdonald, and let's triage him a little bit. We have this A, first finger E on the D string, then F sharp, E. We have that there. Let's look and see if there's any more of those. Yes, here. And not the same pattern, but look, A, E. Wow, look at that. Then we have the same pattern here. And then my guess is that you're going to have C sharp, B, B, A. Oops, C sharp, B, B, A. C sharp, B, B, A. So oftentimes on these little folk songs, if you learn the first line or so, you're going to have most of it learned. I want to give you a little bit of a trick. So if we can start 6, 7, 8, we're going to start at the end of measure 8, and I'm going to talk about what this squiggly line is right here. So we have a half note, then a quarter note with a quarter note rest. And you've learned about whole note rests. Now this is a quarter note rest, so it's just silence for 1 beat, not 4 beats like we had on the other one on your exercise. So we go 1, 2, rest, 4, we play again. So when you come to that measure, we have down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. Then this one's going to come down. Is that correct? Yep, that's right. So if you look at where your bow will be, on that rest, you're not going to lift your bow or change it. It's just going to stay on the string. And then on beat 4, you're going to go down. So that measure, 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's start right there. We're going to start on a up bow on the A. So you'll set your bow on the string, get your fingers in place, position, and go A, rest. Measure 7 and measure 8. This is a down bow, rest. So that's how you do those. You'll just stop the bow and then continue in the other direction, go in the other direction on this, on the measure, on the note after the rest. So let's work on those 6, 7, 8. So we're starting on measure 8. This will be an up bow. And then you have A, 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 E, A, 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 E, A, E, A, E. So over and over again in those 4 measures, you have open string and first finger. What I want you to do instead of lifting first finger is get it kind of high up on the string so you can go. So you don't actually lift that finger, it stays on the string. So you'll go, sorry. So that's the idea. If you don't have to lift the finger, don't lift it, just leave it down. That'll help with intonation, making sure that you're in the right place. So let's try Old Macdonald from the beginning now. So we set the bow on the string, position, 1, 2, ready, play, 2, 3. Rest. To rest. Good job. There's little distractions. The dog is extra. Just kidding. She's licking herself, and sometimes in one of the other videos I noticed that Pepper, my little Pepper dog, was sitting there licking herself, and I thought, oh, she can't be doing that, and then today she's doing it again, so I'm distracted a little bit. Anyway, that's your introduction to Old Macdonald. The next video will be the duets for Old Macdonald.